talking about? There's a couple of articles I'm going to bring up on screen and read to you. Were Texas lawmakers' desertions funded? By Jim Herson. This is on Newsmax. Over 50 Democratic legislators recently fled their home state of Texas and took up temporary residence in the ultra-blue states of Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts. While the who, what, and why of their ill-advised departure continues to be hammered out, the how may be of particular importance to Texas and the country at large. Seemingly, the absconders may have received an assist in their runaway efforts from none other than George Soros, Beto O'Dork, and possibly others. More than a mere political stunt, the performance acted a frontal assault on the legislative process and blatant mockery of our governmental system. These lawmakers swore an oath to serve the people. Needless to say, showing up for the job is a prerequisite. Leaving their posts and hiding out in various other states is a breach of their core obligations. They have one major goal in mind: to thwart a constitutionally mandated redrawing of a congressional map, which is necessitated by Texas's population growth and the societal values of the region. This quorum-impeding antic is racking up quite a bill. Private jets, luxury hotels, and logistical support for the runaway legislators have been costly. However, the tab is evidently being picked up by the Soros-backed Texas Majority PAC and O'Rourke-powered by People PAC. The involvement of Soros and O'Rourke is particularly concerning. Soros, through his various foundations, has poured millions into the left-wing causes over the past decades, causes that have eroded America's shared societal values. Are you saying, sir, that George Soros is pouring money into organizations that are influencing American politics? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. O'Rourke goes on to say in the article, is a failed political candidate. He appears to be chasing fame and seeking relevance. His group reportedly has a $3.5 million war chest, much of which has seemingly been funneled into covering the legislative duckers' airfare, lodging, and possibly the $500 per day fines, which every lawmaker faces for dodging the legislative session. That's 1,000 in 2 days. That's 2,000 in 4 days. And they have so many millions of dollars that they're just like, we'll just miss. We'll have a fine and we'll just pay the fine. They're probably not paying the fine yet. They're probably going to have to eventually be compelled, legally enforced to pay the fine. But they're not that worried about it. They're going to continue to break the law. These people do not belong in their states. They belong in Texas. So that's one article that I wanted to read. I have another one for you that I will be reading to you. And this is the thing. This is not some Newsmax or right-wing conspiracy theory. No, the Attorney General, one of them, the Attorney General of Texas, has called for the arrest of Beto O'Dork over fundraising for Democrats. Texas Attorney General, my screen went down for a second. Ken Paxton is calling on the courts to hold former U.S. Representative Beto O'Dork in contempt after the Attorney General said O'Dork defied a court order to stop fundraising for Democrats that fled the state to block a vote on redrawn congressional maps. Paxton is suing O'Rourke's Powered by the People political group last week for reportedly funding Democratic lawmakers that left the state. Lawmakers who leave the state while the chambers are in session can be fined $500 per day. In a release Tuesday, Paxton claimed O'Rourke violated the temporary restraining order at a rally in Fort Worth on Saturday when he told the crowd, "There are no refs in this game, F the rules." Given Robert Francis's vulgar disdain for the rule of law and immense personal wealth, imprisonment is absolutely necessary to persuade him to obey the lawful restraining order issued by the Toronto County Court. Unless you think this is the only source I have on this, again, these are going to be on Substack. Paxton seeks Beto O'Rourke's arrest over financial support of Texas Democrats. This is written by The Hill. So it's not just Fox. And again, this is not just some conspiracy theories of, the money went from O'Rourke and Soros to these Democrats that have left their state. No, here you have the Attorney General of Texas credibly saying these people need to either go to jail or face other legal consequences. So that's a very important thing to note. Wanted to present those facts to you, and I'm going to now, we've already had the monologue, we've already taken a look at the headlines, that's happened. Now is an important time where I look at the super chats. Do we have any? I'm going to wait just 2 minutes looking at super chats, and then I'm going to start wrapping the show up. There's an important thing. I mention this pretty regularly. People have to be held accountable. The left loves to posture and say, oh, Republicans don't care about the rule of law. They elected a felon. The Democrats, the former vice president, Kamala Harris, when she was still Senator Harris, when she was a candidate for the Democrat Party's vice presidential slot. She actually may have even been running for president in 2020 when this happened. But for sure, when she was a vice presidential candidate with Joe Biden, she went to courts in America and bailed out BLM rioters, criminals. She took money and went there and bailed them out. So frankly, I don't want to hear it when it comes to, oh, the Republicans are not the party of law and order. Well, the Democrats definitely aren't. They also prop up, support, and treat with kid gloves that evil organization Antifa, which is a joke. A bunch of weak, like barista swilling, barista and coffee swilling college dropouts that, think that their idea of being a tough guy is the 360 no scope on Call of Duty. And then they get up, they come out, and again, I'm not bashing Call of Duty fans. A lot of Call of Duty fans are really cool people. But some of these people, their idea of being cool is to play Call of Duty all day or Fortnite. And they're part of Antifa. They're college professors in some cases, like that bizarre-looking one that Tucker Carlson interviewed a long time ago. And these people are a complete joke. And the only reason they're dangerous is because they collectivize. Ordinarily, one-on-one, if one of them were to smack one of us in the face, it would probably break their hand, and then we would wallop them like their dad. They would see us starting to walk up, and most of the time they would run. But then when they're in groups of 50 or 100, they feel like they're bigger and more powerful when there's only one or two of the more conservative or right-wing group in the area. They're going to gang up on them because they're like hyenas. They attack in groups, and they go after someone that's out by themselves. In some cases, defenseless people like women and children. So, all right, I did not see any super chats. I'm looking at the comments, and I don't see any comments either. It's about time to wrap up. I appreciate you guys very much. There's going to be a lot more of this, I will say. Not every week, but so definitely not every week, but a lot more of me going live. Then what I'll do is take the video, put it out on Substack for my paid supporters, for those of you who like to watch it. But never fear, you will get content. You will still be able to listen to. If you miss the live stream, you can listen to it. I'm going to put it on Spotify and other places as well. It's been a really good episode, 112. I thought a really good group of headlines we've looked at together. God bless you, everybody. Hope you have a great day, a great evening, good weekend. And I might upload somewhat irregularly. I know there's going to be some crazy stuff going on the next couple weekends. I'm definitely not going to be able to go live. But I will be able to make some pre-recorded content. So never fear. And again, I want to just say, God bless you. Thank you for watching and listening to The Fog in the Whirlwind. Do me a big favor and press the like button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Make sure you are subscribed and following as well. The best place for you to keep up with the work that I'm doing is to go to Substack. I like putting my work out there because they are very committed to freedom of speech. They're also user-friendly. Go to thefogandthewhirlwind.substack.com/subscribe. Again, that is thefogandthewhirlwind.substack.com/subscribe. Also, look in the description of this episode to find me on social media. The links and the handles are all there. Thanks again.